What's up, y'all? Shep here, and we're going to be doing a live MJX session with Midjourney, just building some remix packs on the fly and putting them to use with the MJX suite. So let's go ahead and jump into it. You'll see I'm already here on the Midjourney website, and with MJX, one awesome thing that I can do is I can just copy images like so, and then I'm going to triple tap on the back of my phone, 1, 2, 3. And what should happen is I'm able to add this to a particular pack. But first, we have to actually make the pack. So I'm going to double tap. I'm going to make a new pack. We're going to call it live session. Done. Perfect. Okay, so now copy that image. And then we're going to triple tap. 1, 2, 3. And we'll add it to live session. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through midjourney.com here. We're going to pull a few different kinds of images into this pack, things that we think the style is cool, and copy, triple tap. We'll add it to live session. So the way this is all actually working right now is we are building a pack to capitalize on Midjourney's image remixing capabilities. It's an amazing tool for taking stylistic references, applying them to another image, getting really unique combinations of things. So that is really the impetus here behind this creative process. This one's pretty cool too. Triple tap. Live session. This one's neat, kind of like a Godzilla Kodak. Love that. What else do we have here? Well, that's a cool vibe. Copy. Add it to live sesh. That's neat from a composition standpoint, actually, I would say. Triple tap. And what the triple tap is actually doing is it's using the assistive touch features on iPhone to trigger shortcuts in the MJX suite. So the pack builder, pack manager shortcut that you've seen run a few times, that's what's going on. I've got that linked to a triple tap on the back of the phone, pack builder, and I can add this to that pack in real time. It's pretty cool. I definitely think this is like a key part of the DNA of MJX. It's just a really neat system to turn something that's usually like very tedious into something that is quick, intuitive on the phone. You can do it all with taps. You don't need to type anything. All right, last one. We're going to add this one. Triple tap. Triple tap. Come on, you can do it, buddy. Sometimes it gets a little bit wigged out with when you're tapping the back a lot, but 1, 2, 3. Sometimes it helps to just give it a second. All right, so we've put a bunch of images in our live session. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to Midjourney. You'll see this is where I was doing some work earlier. Some of these are pretty cool. Check that out. Pretty neat, right? Cool. So we'll go back. And going down to the bottom here, we can see, obviously the way that you use Discord with Midjourney is you have to type /imagine. And then you got to type in this long prompt right here, right? And it becomes a lot like word salad. So part of the magic of MJX is you can tap this button. See this button I have here? This is the assistive touch button. And we've got it linked to run the shortcuts. So I'm going to tap it once. It's going to run the wizard. And right now what this is doing is it's pulling from a bunch of different image packs that I have pre-uploaded to it. And it's got some additional, prompt variables on it, right? Like vacation dad core, fish islands, macrame. And the way that we're composing these is I double tap here, tap, tap on that button. It's our settings. So if we want to kind of change everything that's going on in that prompt we're seeing constructed, we use the settings block. So yeah, we want image URLs to be included in it. We're going to pick packs. We're going to pick that live session pack that we're just now building. We can put as many images as we want in here. We put about 8 or 9, I think. Let's use 2 for now, and what we'll start to see is some like really interesting combinations of those 2 images, you know, and they meet some of the style parameters and prompt variables in a pretty creative way. So we'll add that. We're going to say no to an image weight. We're going to turn the vibes block on. So these are just sort of curated prompt variables that get injected into the prompt. And we are going to say yes, let's weight it with a heavier style. That's going to give them a little bit more heft in the prompt. We're going to turn the camera block on, which adds things like shot on Polaroid and, you know, lighting parameters. And then the art styles block is going to be turned on as well, which is like impressionism, things like that, right? Lastly, we're going to add a custom prompt suffix. Let's do 9x16. I like chaos 20 and style 500. And yes, we'll turn on raw style. And we're actually going to use 5.2 for this. Obviously, Midjourney has a bunch of engines. V6 is incredible for photorealism, but I think V5.2 is maybe the most powerful tool I've ever seen for image remixing. So when I run this prompt now, tap that button, boom. You can actually paste it a little bit before the shortcut's complete because it's already built the prompt. It's just sort of closing out the loop. But you'll see this prompt looks very different than the ones we had up here, right? This was aspect ratio 2:3, chaos 20, style 500. Obviously, I like that style. But the image pack that it's pulling from is different as well. You'll see in that first one, it actually only included one URL because it actually copied the same one twice. When you have a short URL list, sometimes it does that, but it's not a problem. And you can kind of see already, we had that image of those sheep in the green field. That's being crossed with the prompt elements in this one. And there we go. And then this one is running with 2 images from that set. So I'll go ahead and run a few of these. And you can see just how quick it is to actually do this, right? I'm just tapping the button, it's running, it puts a prompt on my keyboard, on my clipboard, and then I can actually just paste it in and run it. So let's check this one out real quick. We've got those sheep in the field, prompt variables like dreamlike visuals, album covers, satellite imagery, hyperspectral imaging, avant-garde art style. You know, it gets us some of these pretty cool looking outputs that are obviously inspired by the image that it's referencing, but it's unique. It's a cool new combination, and I think this is one of the most powerful pieces of Midjourney, and especially MJX. So, looking at some of those images that we were just generating with the new prompt, and the images that we selected in our live session pack, right? We've got kind of a woman's face, some different vibes. We check this out. Right? We remember putting that one in, and we remember putting this one in. So we get this cool kind of double face combo here. And those prompts of fragmented portraiture, marine life, sepia photograph color, they come to life here in, you know, another creative way. Same for this one. You know, we kind of have pink vibes, like a big wave, big ocean scene. And for this one, also very cool. Yeah, so it's easy to see how working with MJX gets you to that creative place very, very quickly. So what we're going to do really quickly now is just kind of speed through some prompts. I'm just going to tinker a little bit here. We'll see what happens. And yeah, just watch and roll with me. So we're going to do settings. Settings. Let's do it. We're going to turn off. I'm going to do some edits here. Image block on. Pick path. Live session. I'm going to keep that one going. But we're going to do 4 images. I'm not going to set an image weight. We're going to turn the vibes block off, camera block off, art styles block off. cool. And now when I run the prompt, you'll see it's just the images, along with some of our, suffix holdovers. And we can start to see, again, some of these other styles come into play here. Unlikely terrariums. You can kind of see they're trying to turn this guy in the bottom right into a terrarium. It's kind of cool. And yeah, these are just the 4-pack image combos that are running right now. So obviously I set the image pack number to 4. It's pulling 4 randomized images from that list every time we run this shortcut. And the way it works is it pulls one random list from the URL each time, but it doesn't get rid of them from the list. So that's why sometimes you get, even if you're running it with 4 images, like this one right here only has 2 images that made it through, because in those 4 random runs, it picked the same URL twice. So there's some further randomness in the system. It's a feature, it's not a bug. And I think it adds to some of the wild card creative factor that you can get here as well. And this one came out pretty cool. How about that? That's neat. That's a cool vibe. What else do we have here? It's also cool, kind of moody. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of the vibe. There's a lot that you can do with the system, and I hope you feel compelled to get in and tinker with it and make some of your own stuff. I'm going to roll a few prompts now with some of my favorite image packs, and we'll see how that changes the outcome of what you're able to get with the system. But yeah, just sit back and enjoy the show, I guess. I'm actually going to cancel that. I'm going to do a double tap to pick my active packs. We're not going to do live session. We're going to do diaphanous, and we are going to do illusions. Cool. So let's run a couple of these now. I'm actually going to change the suffix here, get a different vibe going. We'll do 1 by 1. 10. Gonna turn off style raw, and we're gonna do V6. Cool beans, cool beans. I'm liking what I'm seeing up above already. Once these prompts start to roll in, we'll see how they do. Very neat. So obviously we're going from, this batch here to a completely different vibe. These packs are sort of like cowboy Western world optical illusions. That's neat. We've got a few more that are going to be rolling in here shortly now that we've changed the aspect ratio to the 1 by 1. Cool. Same images in the pack that are being used. Same, same DNA, same creative DNA. But obviously, we're able to get some, really creative stuff like this, and like this. And I never really had to actually get in the weeds and type out a crazy prompt or anything. You're just sort of creating these DNA sets that the engine gets to reference creatively while it's making pretty cool art. And you can definitely see here, these are a pretty unique vibe. Once you start doing image pack combinations of like one distinct vibe with another distinct vibe, it gets pretty out there. Midjourney makes a lot of stuff that I've never really seen before, and it's pretty cool having such a powerful creative tool at your fingertips. For this last round, what I'm gonna do, obviously we're starting to see some of that creative DNA coming through here. Cowboys, optical illusions, shimmering surfaces. I'm going to turn all of our blocks back on. We're going to pick those same image packs. We're going to do 3. And we're going to set an image weight, just make it back to default. We're going to turn the vibes block on, but we're going to give it like a bunch, 7. I'm going to hit randomize it. And this is just a settings quirk that should be fixed on your version of MJX, but it just pops that up whenever you select randomize it, because I haven't deleted that piece out of the shortcut. We're also going to turn the camera block on, art styles block on. I'm going to do the custom suffix. Let's go to 16 by 9, do 30 super high chaos level, low stylize, yes to raw style, and we're going to do 5.2. And yeah, now we're just going to see how these come out. So it's the same creative DNA that we were seeing as these ones up here. But now what we're doing is we're adding this large batch of randomly weighted prompt variables in there. So, you know, pretty cool. And it really does change the vibe of what you get out. And it's not to say that a longer prompt is better. Definitely not. But it can come up with some really unique combinations. And if you're working with the right characters, the right stylistic intent, a lot of times it will be able to make combinations that you, as the creator, might have found too tedious to do yourself in terms of randomization. But it really does have a heavy influence on the final picture here. So this is definitely much more loosey-goosey. We see multi-layered color fields, fluid gestures, a lot of stuff. This one has colorful piece of agate in the list. This one is unlikely terrariums, among other things, but even then you can see there's like a cowboy in there, right? So I hope you enjoyed this tour through MJX, and it gets you inspired about what you could possibly make with MJX and these remix packs and kind of the creative flexibility that comes with it. So peace out for now. I'll catch you on the flip side. Have a good one.